From Buffalo to the big leagues, this is Maddie Tells All. Hello, friends. Today is one of my favorite days when I get a text message from my friend that Darian and Jess are coming to town. So today we have Chef Darian Bryan. You might have seen him on the Food Network channel, maybe an IHOP commercial, or cooking for the Buffalo Bills. Welcome to Maddie Tells All.
Thanks for having me. Let's have some fun with it.
Yes. So I know you love coming to New York City. How long have you been coming here?
I've been coming here for, I would say, 8 years, probably more. My wife loved the city, so she always dragged me along. So we just,
That's a good drag.
Have fun with it while we're here, try to see as much people as possible, especially chefs, trying to connect with chefs while we're here, try new restaurants, shopping. It's a good time.
Those who don't know, you grew up in Jamaica. Now, growing up in Jamaica, did you hear about New York City? Was it on one of your manifestations? I got to get there.
It's funny because growing up in Jamaica, like every movie I've ever seen is always based in New York City. For some reason, I don't know why.
Still today, even.
Still today. I'm like, I can't wait to go to New York City to see what it's like, if it's like what they say in the movies. But when I come here, I'm like, wow, it's magic. The wife want to move here at some point, so
that is what I'm hoping for. I'm here, and I'm like, we can.
Want to do the company, huh?
We can double it up. You guys got your house back in Buffalo, then we can be in New York City. So mostly when you're coming here, you're filming. You've done stuff with the Food Network channel. I'll get into some of those details.
Yeah, so coming here is like I always tell people I'm living a dream, right? Because everything I've ever imagined and more is just keep happening. And I can't do it alone. As you know, my success is not just based on me. It's the people who surround me every day, like especially my wife. She's been there from the start, pushing me, getting deals here and there. I got an amazing staff who's standing by me every day too. And my agents, man, they are making stuff happen right now. My wife is still kind of my agent, but she's trying to
For sure, she's the boss at the end of the day.
Backing away a little bit, but she see all the back end stuff. But my agents are out there, they're hustling, they're making deals, and it's a beautiful thing.
So when you come here and you were doing stuff for the Food Network channel, your first episode that you were on series was Chopped, right?
Yeah.
And then Supermarket Stakeout?
Yeah, that was a fun one.
What do you feel like the difference of the two? Because Chopped, absolutely favorite show in the whole entire world growing up. Supermarket Stakeout is new, but the bargaining tools that you had to use were hysterical.
Yeah. Chop was wild. Like, it's funny because I always tell people my story of watching Chop, right? The wife and I was sitting on the couch, eating snacks, watching Chop, and just talking crap to these chefs. Like, man, that's what you did with that ingredient. I would have done something differently. But when you got there, the lights turned on, you see all these judges, Ted come and show up, Ted Allen, the host. I'm like, it's for real. I'm here right now. They say 20 minutes start now. You forgot how to cook. And it's like just running around, trying to figure out what to do with these ingredients. That was a fun experience, though. Supermarket Stakeout was a whole different animal. What you seen, you have to be like
they were obsessed with your outfits and your shoe. They just kept
my
zooming
shoes was
in on your shoes.
Kind of fun. But it was such a different experience, both of them, because you have to be like trying to buy stuff from these folks. They're like, who's this guy trying to buy my groceries? Mm-hmm. I was kind of being, a little cheap. So I'm like, how much you spend on the groceries? They'll be like $80. I'm like, about 90 for the entire thing. They're like, no. So these guys are outbidding me.
And
because
they were really just pedestrian shopping, not paid
it's
actors.
just like you go shopping and I'm like, can I buy your stuff from you? And they're like, why would you want to buy my stuff? So my first cart was I got like dog food and like kids stuff. I'm like, I can't cook with this. I have to go back again. And
okay, so that's what happens if you so you still had money left over. So
yes,
then you had
they
to
give
go.
like $500 to shop for the entire 3 rounds.
Decent.
But some of these guys were like, they're giving up too much money in the first round. I'm like, I'm just backing away.
And
that's
I'm
why
guessing
Buffalo
you're
folks were like dogging me like, you're so cheap and not spending no money. I'm like, listen, this got to last for 3 rounds.
And I'm guessing you're not allowed to ask what they bought.
So first round, I can't ask what's in the bag. You have to just like pretty much buy it all. Mm-hmm. Second round is a different rule. And third round is like you can pick whatever you want from the bags. What is just a few ingredients. And you got to make it work.
So you're making it. What's it like with that pressure with having 5,000 camera, but you're a cameraman. You do so well. You know, it's so funny because slightly you are, as I've known you now for, 4 or 5 years, you're a little introverted, but then when that camera is rolling, you are on.
Well, you know, I'm a showman, right? That's what I do. Like, when I'm home, I'm quiet. Like, you know, my wife's like, why you not talking? And then it's just like, I'm not really a talker. When I'm out, I don't really talk much either. When I'm working, I talk. That's what I have to do. I'm working, you know what I mean? Imagine if I talk as much as I do at home as like, I mean, you know,
For
working.
Sure.
My would drive my wife and kids crazy.
Well, you know, it's so funny because I'll never forget that day when I was in Buffalo. I think it was like during the 2020 era. And that's when you really started popping off, doing all your private fine dining experiences,
the
but going
pop-ups?
to people's houses, bringing whole hibachis, doing whatever they wanted, customer service out of 10, 12 out of 10. And then I get a DM from you and wifey, and you guys were like, I love your food content. Let's get together for lunch.
Yeah.
I need to know what was going on in your guys' head.
Well, we see what you're doing on your side too, right? You're the talk of the town of, you know, your blog and your food and the clothing line and all that stuff. I'm like, it makes sense for us to collab and make this bigger and better. So it was the only thing. We reached out to a bunch of people. Like, listen, let's do this, let's do that. And you were kind enough to, you know, respond and say, yeah, let's connect. And look at us now.
I know. We went and had coffee at Danielle's, and I hardly drink coffee.
Oh my!
And you don't
that
really
was a great
either.
Day. No.
And we all got like cappuccinos, and I was buzzing off the wall that I thought I blew it. I was like, I talked way too fast. They're not going to want to do anything. And then, what do you know? The next week, we're filming at my parents' house.
Yeah.
Alaskan.
We should drop that video in there, too.
1,000%.
The big tomahawk steak and a lobster. That was a day.
And then we both discovered we love coffee rub ribeye, which I just gave the full-blown ingredient on my last episode the other day because I was just like, people get so thrown off with coffee and they think you can't put it on a steak. And some of my friends that are farmers will tell me, if it's a good steak, only put salt and pepper on it. Yes, for sure. But if you put seasoning
that extra
on
flavor, come on, man. What are you guys talking about?
So what do you think, people, when they look at you, they look at your food content, what is the number one thing that comes to mind?
You know, it's funny because people always see me, they're like, this guy's just a pretty boy. He can't cook. And that's what I get a lot. But when they actually try my food, they're like, oh, wow, he can actually cook. He's not just, you know, a personality or a guy that's dressed up and, you know, on TV and doing all of this stuff. It's just like, this guy can cook and he dressed good too. You know, look good. You know what I mean?
For sure. I love showing people your Instagram and just being like, look at this chef, because you go to so many other chefs' pages and they've been featured in magazines and all this kind of stuff, but they're all wearing the same thing.
Well, it's just my thing is that I refuse to be the average chef, and I get judged for it all the time because I just want to be different. I just don't want to be the average guy to just like go get a 2-year degree and stop. I went and I get my bachelor's in hospitality so I can know both back and in front of the house. And in order for me to get to the next level, I notice I have to dress differently. Because it's like my resume, right? Like, they see me, they're like, oh, who's this guy? Like, my first NFL client, he saw me like, yo, why is this guy so fresh? You want to get to know me. So he started talking to me, and he pretty much opened the door for all of these other guys, too. So
that was when you were working at Hutch's, right?
I was at Prima Cafe in Hamburg, yeah.
And so you were wearing your fresh outfit, and
I was clean. I was wearing a toque, you know, the tall chef
and you
hat.
probably didn't even know he was Buffalo Bills fan.
No, I never even watched football a day in my life. I played soccer, you know. And I was, you know, tucked in, clean apron, iron uniform, well-tailored. They're like, yo, this guy's a chef. Like, why is he so fresh? And that's how the conversations start. That's why I always tell up-and-coming chefs, even not only chefs, like whatever you do, you got to put the best foot forward, you know what I mean? Like, you got to go out there and kill it. Nobody's coming to save you. You got to be able to swim, you know what I mean? Like, you got to go out there and shine. You got to outwork people to get to that level.
And you shining. I see that's a brand new necklace. We love it. With the
custom
logo
piece, you know, you got
of the Plating Society, which that's, you know, I want to talk about how you decided to make that next investment from having, you know, doing pop-ups to then going to Larkin and be like, I want a space and I want to have private dinner parties and I want people to come to me.
Well, COVID hit, right? And it's like restaurants were closed and people still want to eat good food. So I was home bored. I started cooking at home. I'm like, listen, I want to reach these people how can I go in their home and start cooking for them? And I started doing that, and it take off because people would post it like, oh, I got this chef, and he's great, and like, oh, I want to book him too. So he's just all over the place, and I'm like, I need a home base because I was cooking from my home, which was illegal. They said, it's illegal to be cooking from your house. I'm like, yo, I need a actual home base. So when Larkin was putting up the building, the wife noticed, and she reached out and like, hey, we'd like to open a restaurant in this place, you know what I mean? So we connect with them. Then I saw the filling station, which is Bratzilla. Now I'm like, yo, I would love to do some meal prep here. Then I start doing the pop-ups on Wednesdays, Jerk Hut, which you work pretty much all of them.
Yep.
You bring all your people to work them. So
I know,
that's where
it's so
pretty much
funny.
started, you know?
Yeah, it was just...
We were living up the street from Larkin, so we weren't too far. So we know about the Larkin area, but not as much until we actually open the locations there.
So I love to talk business savvy. Did you have to go to a team of investors and pitch that you are the next, you are the chef and someone needs to take a chance on you? Because obviously building out that insane plating society is financially very tough.
It's funny because, we reach out to all these banks, and it was the middle of COVID, so that there's no money for restaurants at the time. And we're like, yo, what we going to do? So we pretty much like ask around for investors, and they're like, listen, nobody want to like give anything up because there's nobody know what's going to happen to restaurant like 4 years or 5 years from COVID, I mean, they're like, we can't invest in something, there's no guarantee what's going to happen. But yeah, so Larkin Development, they decided to invest in us, and because they see the work that we do and what we could do for the community too. So it's like an exchange, right? We bring people to the community and shine some more light on Larkin, so they invest in us.
I love that.
That happened, yeah.
That was, I feel like, an overnight success. I mean, obviously anything takes time and hard work, but I've got to see Plating Society just grow and grow, and everyone talk about it.
Yeah.
I remember first time people were like, what? It's private dining? Buffalo, they never experienced anything like this.
Yeah.
And so it's been so amazing between the players that I have met there, the high clientele, the huge companies that are making impacts in Buffalo, and I've got to be there with you, serving, bartending. I call myself a florist.
You did it all, man. That's crazy.
Social media, making these content reels, but it was so fun. It never felt like I was working, and for someone I come out of retirement, the only person I come out of retirement from bartending and serving is you.
Yeah, I remember you always say that. Even the Jerk Hut, you there every Wednesday.
Yep.
Which was great. Like the vibe that brings, people look forward to it. That's what really opened Bratzilla, because people always asking for like pans of Rasta pasta here and there. I'm like, can we open this place full time so folks can have access to this food, not only summertime on Wednesdays, but like all throughout.
It's so crazy because I forget that's how it all started. It's just the Jerk Hut to then having the restaurant that was just open up for lunch and then opening up for dinner.
Yeah.
So explain to people who don't know what Bratzilla is, what the experience is.
So Bratzilla, the name comes from where I grew up in Jamaica, which you've seen first, and we went back to Jamaica, Maddie and I, and
we are gonna get into that.
Yeah, that was
the
crazy.
eyeballs I ate, and I continue to eat eyeballs now. I'm like, whatever, I did it once.
Yeah. So small little hill I grew up on. So the concept is, it's a 2-in-1 concept. It's like a fast, casual Jamaican takeout in the daytime, and at night we got an upscale fine dining, which at the time when we opened was the only upscale fine dining Jamaican restaurant in the country, which we're very proud of that because it's in Buffalo. People's like, Buffalo?
Who would have thought?
What's in Buffalo? I'm like, yeah, we got
the best Jamaican restaurant. That's all you need to go for.
But no, they've been popping up all over. Not straight Jamaican. It's more like Caribbean restaurants, upscale Caribbean. So that's the whole vibe of it. So you can come in the daytime, have like your Rasta pasta, half portion, full portion. You could be a construction worker or walking off the street.
And you do some catering too.
Yeah, catering. So it's pretty much whatever the clients need. And at nighttime, though, we dim the light. We got some reggae jazz going on. Full bar service. We got servers. It's a whole vibe there.
I feel like one of the best experiences is the chef experience.
Oh,
whether it's you or Chris, the jerk experience, you come out.
Yeah.
And you're doing a whole entire table side to understand more about the culture of the food.
Yeah. So that was the wife's idea to do the jerk experience, because when she go to Jamaica, she see that, she's like, yo, this is dope. Like, it's like the guys at the street side just chopping up jerk pork, jerk chicken, and just serving it.
I see it in my neighborhood all the time.
Yeah.
Little Caribbean.
In New York City. So that's what it is. You wrap it up in aluminum foil and give it to you. A little set of bread or some festival. So that's the whole vibe we're trying to bring to Buffalo. Like, my thing is like bringing Jamaica to Buffalo.
Hey, you're
like
there.
In the midst of winter, we want to be like people inside. They're drinking their Red Stripe, eating their jerk experience. It's snowing outside, but it's like, you feel like in Jamaica. The music, the drink, the vibe, the food, just feel like you're on vacation. Well, when you walk outside, it's like 2 degrees. It's like, holy crap, we're still in Buffalo.
But I love when you tell your story. Obviously I've heard it so much at the dinner parties. You always open up with everything about how your sister inspired you. She was in culinary school at ECC, right?
No, actually, my sister wasn't in culinary school, but she got me to culinary school.
Okay,
yeah.
I know there was something about that.
I told her I want to be a chef, and she's like, oh, I'll put you in ECC, and that's what I started. But I have an option to choose, which that either San Diego or Buffalo. My mom was in San Diego. Because my sister, she's a Marine. Jody, she's a Marine, so they based her in San Diego at the time. And my sister, Cherise, she moved here for college. Buffalo for college. And I have an option, and I'm like, I'm going to go to Buffalo, man.
And then you see snow for the first time.
Yeah. Actually, I saw snow for the first time in Chicago while I was coming to Buffalo. It was a snowstorm. And we ended up having to sleep in the airport because we couldn't fly into Buffalo. I'm like,
warm welcoming.
This is a sign. Should I go or should I turn back? And we end up going. Man, I'm glad because Buffalo changed my life, which, met my beautiful wife while I was in culinary school. And it's just it's a great place to be. But no, we've been there for 13 years. And we're kind of itching a little bit,
Itching.
After getting a taste of New York City for a couple of days, I'm like, yo.
I tell you guys all the time, there's areas where there is parks, That's like where I'm living by. I have the ocean 30 minutes away. I got Prospect Park. There's green. And there's great nannies, too, that, can take your kids to the park. But growing up in Jamaica, I went. And you are so humble because you tell people like, oh, I grew up, I don't even know if you use the word poor, but grew up, I didn't have much, yada, yada. We went to the house. Well, first of all, one of your houses was like blown over by a tornado. And then the second house, you literally, no running water, no power, no electricity. And to go get water was how far away?
3 miles to get drinking water, and we have to sometime ride a bicycle. Most of the time, ride a bicycle or take a taxi, and we have to pray for it to rain most of the times to get drinking water. Because
would you get it and then boil it?
No, we just drink it just like that.
Okay.
So we have gutters that we set up, or we have a zinc roof. Just run. And we have a drum that catch all the water, and we strain it first though because bird poop and stuff is going in there, so we have to strain it out. And lizard
it's fine,
and stuff.
Just to strain, no
that's
boiling water.
That's what makes us so strong and healthy, you know what I mean? But that's just the life, and it was fun growing up.
You didn't know any different.
Yeah, But when I was a kid though, I always look up in the sky and I always see like planes going by, and I'm looking up. I'm like, I know there's something great. Like where these planes are going. No, they're going to a foreign. We call it foreign, right? I'm like, how do they drive in the sky and don't fall out? Because when the planes leave, they go up in the sky, right? So I'm thinking the foreign is in the sky. It's a little kid, you know what I mean? And when I come here, I'm like, oh, wow, it's a whole different world. But that's why when I came here, I see so much opportunity. That's why I'm trying to get in as much as possible. I try to do everything.
Yeah, I
sleep less and I work more because I know the more I work, the more successful I'm going to be. The more I'm going to be seen. So I just grind.
I tell people, like, I'm going to retire at 40, and that's why everyone's like, why do you
Someone
work
like
so
me.
much? And I feel like you're on the same path. Like, I'm okay with working 7 days a week. I don't know what to do on the weekends.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy here because my life was so planned back in Buffalo. It was going out to eat, doing all this kind of stuff. Now I'm here, and I'm like, whoa, I have a weekend where I don't have to do anything and make content. I kind of lose my mind. I just keep going to the beach. But I love telling
beaches. Are there nice beaches around your wifey?
Yes, we have nice
have you been
beaches.
To the beach yet?
We can beach it up tomorrow. That's what Emerson and Tanner will be doing. But I love telling the story about how when we're just there's alligator crossing signs, and where you would probably like bathe after, bathe and do laundry had alligators or crocodiles.
Well, crocodiles.
Crocodiles.
Yeah. So that's the water we have to go catch every day. We walk up the hill with the water bucket in our head, and they chase us. Crocodiles chase us all the time, trying to eat us. Actually, the wife just showed me something. Somebody get bite up real bad where I'm from by crocodile the other day.
You said that you just
tossed. My mom showed me the video.
You just tossed rocks in the water. That's what you told me.
To chase them away, because at night when it's late and there's no light, we have to just throw rocks, big rocks in the water for them to hear that big noise and run away so we can take a bath.
Who would be the first one to jump in?
It's just funny you ask that, because we always be like, yo, who's going to jump in first?
Yeah, like, no thank you.
And most times it's me, because nobody else want to do it. And I just jump in and just make the most noise.
Jump and pray?
Yeah, so, because once they hear the big noise, they're going to run away, you know what I mean? Other than that, they come and sneak up on you. I got a lot of friends who get attacked and bitten up real bad.
Well, I mean, when we were there and we went to the place with the mineral water, there was, you saw randomly some people that had maybe a fingers gone or anything, and all I could think was those people probably got bit, you know?
Yeah, most guys, like, get hands taken off and
just no big deal.
But, it's life. Like, we have to deal with it. It's not like we can go around it. That's what we have to deal with. We have to deal with it. So that's why when I come here and I flip a switch and I have light and we got gas and running water, man, this is amazing. We have all of this at our fingertip every day, and we're not making the best use of it. So that's why I try to do as much as I possibly can with
That's
what
fair.
I have.
And you grew up with goats too, right?
Lots of goats.
Because we went to the one goat farm, which is maybe your, I don't know, is it brother-in-law? Who is the goats?
That's most of those, actually I bought 2 goats recently.
The
wife and I, we got 2 goats in Jamaica.
Back in Jamaica?
Yeah, they're 2 female goats.
Oh, is that the picture with little Darian looking I think you guys were taking some photos and little Darian looked so happy.
Yep, so those goats were my uncle's goat. And we had 2 more goats there so they can have more babies. I used to have a bunch of goats when I was there, and pigs
don't you have to raise them and then eat them?
Yeah, well.
But they don't kind of tell you that?
So, about that. So when I was a little kid, I don't know what I was, probably like 7 years old, I got my first goat. And my responsibility was to take care of this goat. Every day I wake up, that's the first thing I see. It's like having a little dog or something, right? I make sure he have his food, his water, his milk, whatever we feed him, right? And that's my pet. When I go to school, I come home, it's the first thing I run to. And one day I look out the window, I saw the goat upside down with skin off. Yeah, and I was like, yo, what happened here? That's my pet. They're like, you know what? Goats are not pets. Like, they're food.
They didn't, no warning.
No warning because in their mind, it's just like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to take care of the goat. They didn't know that that's like my pet. That's my everything. And from that, I'm like, man, goats are not pets, they're food. It's my wife's favorite food. Can you believe that?
She loved the goat curry and your ravioli.
Yeah.
Oh, his ravioli dish. And then you did something too with peas the one time. I mean, I just love peas on anything. Yeah. It's my favorite.
Oh, actually, the peas is in the same dish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I lie to my dad and I give him your oxtail all the time. And I just tell him that they're like little riblet things, because if you tell him it's
short
oxtail,
ribs or something,
I tell him it's short rib. He never knows, and he's ate it every single time.
That's how my wife have people eat oxtail, because she's like, it's just like short ribs, just eat it.
Yeah.
And they try it, it's like, holy crap. They're like, so what exactly is oxtail? I'm like, exactly what it sounds like. It's like the tail of something.
It's weird. Like, I've had cow tongue before, and cow tongue kind of tastes like smoked ham a little bit in certain ways, but I feel like if you just don't tell people what it is, they're not going to know.
Yeah. It's like when I have my family eat crocodile tail for the first time, and I tell them it's popcorn chicken. Ooh. Because I cut it up, I seasoned up nicely.
Did you grow up eating? I mean, you guys ate them then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But, they're endangered, like they're like protected.
Okay.
So we have to like kind of kill them and like eat it, you know what I mean? Because they're protected. But they want to kill us, so if we get a chance to kill them, we're going to kill them and eat them.
Especially if you had like way too many in your pond that you were like bathing.
We just
like,
got to take them out, you know what I mean? Little by little.
Exactly. I don't even want to know. I feel like that would just be way too tough to take out.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's one of those things like they're there, they ain't going nowhere. We got to get through our daily life, so we just got to work around them. Like actually, when I went back to August before, was it like 2 years ago when my uncle passed away? I went for a bath in the river, and there was one just like chilling right across from me. Just like laying on the bank. I'm like, hi, how you doing?
You're like a golfer. Golfers are just like, I remember my uncle told me the one time that he accidentally sat on one. He thought it was a log. It was the towel. And
interesting.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So scary. But I know that our Buffalo fans love when you talk anything Buffalo Bills related. And I know that you were talking about how
Bills Mafia.
Yes, Bills Mafia is deep. So go back to that day. You start being a personal chef for, who was the player at the time?
It was Vontae Davis.
Okay.
Who unfortunately.
That was your first client.
Yeah, passed away. God rest. Bless your soul, my boy. Appreciate you. So yeah, you walk in the restaurant, I saw him, I'm like, yo, who's this black man walking in here? He don't see black folks in Hamburg at all.
Yeah, definitely.
I was doing a black man walking around for 2 years. I was excited to see somebody who looked like me. So we were chatting, and he's like, you know, I came here last week. He was a very small voice, you know what I mean? Came here last week and played for the Buffalo Bills. I'm like, okay, cool. What's the Buffalo is again? Is it a football team? I don't watch football, you know what I mean? And we connected from there. When he retired, he flew me to Miami to the event for him, meet all his players. He flew me to wherever they live. Event
was
for
that
them.
Just like
it just
boom,
happened
boom,
so
boom?
fast.
Yeah.
It's like I always wonder, like, there's a reason why Vontae came here. I came here for a couple of months and just like changed my life completely. He pretty much opened the door for me. Then I started meal prepping for most of the guys. Then when Diggs came to town, Stefan Diggs, they hit me up on Instagram like, yo, I want to be my chef. At first I told him no because I just didn't want to do it, right? Mm-hmm. There wasn't much money in it and just take too much time away from my wife and kids. And Diggs wouldn't take no for answers. Like, so yo, how much would it be for you to say yes? Well, give him my price.
The price
I'm like, you know what? He's going to say no.
Yeah.
My man said, that's cool. I'm like, that's cool. Okay. And that's how it started.
And that was like the second one because I remember when Von Miller, but then it was awesome because you were able to
that was after,
send someone and you were like created the menu, but then you sent someone on behalf of like the Plating Society.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. Instead of me doing it personally for these guys, I just find a chef to do like in-home. Mm-hmm. They would do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever required by the client. And it's great because I don't have to do it and I'll show up just checking in the account here and there, making sure the chefs are doing what they're supposed to as far as like following the guidelines of these guys' diets. Because, you know, everybody got their own sheet they come with and say, oh, I can't eat this, I cannot eat that, whatever. So I try to make sure the chefs are staying in line with that because their body and their health is what make them money.
Hey, and they've only gotten better and better with age. Yeah. Maybe that's because you stepped into the plate right there.
You never know.
You know?
It's all love though, yeah.
I've seen, you know, you've got to collaborate with Chef Cuso before and some other amazing chefs. You just did an event at Bratzilla with
Chef Alexander Smalls. Yes. Yeah, that's my guy right there. We might see him tonight, right, wifey? Wifey's in the corner over here. She don't like to be in camera.
We're going to get her one day. She said yes to me the one time, so next time we're going to get her on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well,
yeah, we've done some great collabs, and that's what it's all about, right? The chef community is not that big, so whenever we can connect with people and, you know, do pop-ups or just even over food and hear how they do stuff, and we can learn from each other.
For sure. I mean, you are exactly what my podcast is about. We talk social media, hospitality, Buffalo Bills, and just entrepreneurship. Yeah. And I feel like that is why you and I have had such a, you know, embraced relationship of just always being each other's cheerleaders. Yeah. Because in a small town, it's very hard. You know, we don't have a lot of eyes on us, but you've done so well and have put your best foot forward to just keep going. So I just absolutely love having you on. I get so excited when I find out you're coming to New York City. And then when I get to go to an event with you guys in New York City, which I think this is the first time that we're going to go to like an event together. Yeah, so we've obviously done dinner, all that kind of stuff. But I would love for you to give any last minute advice to anyone about social media because they are always looking for any inside tips.
You know, my advice would be just be different.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look to see what that guy's doing and doing the same thing because you're just going to get lost in the mix. You got to stand out. And you got to spend money to make money, right?
Heard that.
Yeah, so you got to go out there, like, pay people to help you get to the next level. Like, if you have an event, have influencers come in and just believe in good quality. Like, if you're going to do videos.
Shout out Joe Kroom on that one.
Yeah, like, because brands are seeing you, right? They're going to be watching you for a long time just to see if you're going to stay consistent. To stay consistent, and remember, nobody coming to save you. You got to be able to swim. You got to go out there and hustle and grind because that's what it takes. A lot of hard work.
Well, I love that, and I'm so appreciative. But guys, we got to go to an event, so just let everyone know your social handles and any last words.
What's up, my guys? It's your favorite Jamaican, Chef Darian Bryan, on Instagram, and what else? I do a Facebook too, but mostly Instagram. I'm on TikTok too, I believe. What's my TikTok?
Yeah, I think
and
Chef
LinkedIn,
Darian Bryan.
all of that fun stuff. So tune in. We got a lot of fun stuff cooking up over there all the time. You never know what we got going on. It's probably a commercial coming up or Food Network stuff. You never know. It's a fun time.
Well, so appreciative. Thanks, guys. Go follow this man. His wardrobe, his content is next level. We got to go to an event. Cheers. Go Bills. From small town roots to the big city hustle, remember your past doesn't define you. Your passion does. If something hits home today, share it, tag me, even write in. Be a part of this community. This isn't just my mic, it's ours. Check the episode description below for all the links. Until next time, keep building your empire your way.